All right, hey, all right. So Ben, yeah, we kind of went over his feats. Armor, then his standard magic caster suite, but he does the melee magic, and two special species feats. Up, standard cleric. Not too much does actually really care change from cleric because cleric is really good core kit. It's more where the domains get changed. However, we did fill out the ninth level and the 13th level with a little bit of extra features. And something changed about divine intervention. I don't remember what changed. I think we add their wisdom modifier to
Woo!
the
Yeah,
amount.
sorry, I zoomed way down.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's level, it needs to be lower than level plus
Wisdom.
wisdom modifier. Just a little
So,
higher chance.
so 18 for him now, I assume.
Yeah,
Is he
something like
gonna be a
that.
+5? I don't know, because I don't think he's got a leveled up D&D Beyond profile yet. At least not one in a campaign that I can see.
Yeah, I'll have to try to find it. I don't think he does.
Or he is. Was he may have already been a +5? I actually forget.
He may have been. I really right now I'm not too concerned about stats, right? It's just
Yep.
it's whatever. It's more like familiarity. So essentially, because you guys kind of saw him, he just wants to be weaving in magic with attacks. The Rapture feat, essentially, whenever he uses a first level spell or higher to cast a cleric spell and he's below half health, he can spend hit die to heal, and then Al can use his reaction to Song of Rested if he wanted to.
Yes, yes.
And he can do that a number of times equal to his Wisdom modifier. And then just kind of gave clerics just a generic save bump, and so he has advantage against dazed, which does nothing for him because he already has it as a
Yep.
Githzerai, but also exhaustion and weakened condition, and they are immune to being possessed, which is another. Essentially, just took possession and made it into a actual status in
Yeah.
5M because why not?
Sure.
Um, yeah,
Is there
the
anything else?
I try to think. The other main thing is, clerics that we've been playing with, their divine strikes and potent spellcasting were rolled into one ability. Um, and then just the big things is going to be at the very bottom of his page, Danny, because that's going to be where it talks about his war priest and his war caster. It's alphabetical. So, yeah. So, War God's Blessing. Um, yeah. So essentially what we did with the war domain is they branched their channel divinity where they could give someone else a reaction to give them a +10 to hit, and then later it becomes they can do themselves or someone else, or maybe it's the other way around. And we just made that's one time, and then we kind of gave them a new feature, which is when they cast a cleric spell, a first level or higher, immediately as part of that same casting action, they can make a weapon attack or an unarmed strike as part of that casting. It gets better at 14th level because then it removes the restriction of it being a leveled spell. He can do cantrips like Sacred Flame or Toll the Dead and still make weapon attacks. Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, so he's gonna be at 14th level.
Almost there.
Like a, like a spell slinger. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Being able to toll the dead and still take an attack action is toll the dead is unironically really fucking good.
No, it's super
yeah,
good, especially with
super good.
cantrip scaling.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
cantrips.
exactly.
And then but this is again, keep in mind he's a cleric, so he doesn't have multi attack.
Right.
He
Right.
has to generate attacks by casting spells. Um, and then he can also make bonus actions attacks if he's using a bonus action to cast a spell, which he doesn't have a lot of.
Right.
So he won't be doing that a lot. But that's where his first level feature comes in, where when he makes an attack, he can cash in, or cast a cleric spell, he can cash in a use of War Priest to smack somebody as a bonus action. And that's going to be Ben. I mean, he's going to be running around with a shield and a warhammer or a flail or something like that, and heavy armor, and just honestly, for people that aren't familiar, it's gonna be Warhammer, Sigmar cleric, human. That's what it is. That's the visual. So that's
Do,
Ben. He'll be dope.
do his
Okay.
pauldrons extend like a foot above his head?
In true Warhammer fashion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those.
So that's a quick overcap. And then prepared caster, just like every other caster. So we can go to the next
Hello.
dude. I heard you guys discussing during our little break. So if you guys
No, we can keep going.
remember Yeah, so Patfoot Rogue Scout. So Herringon, he is actually the first small character of the group.
Yep.
He gonna be little. Herringon is just so good.
Oh,
Nothing.
who, me? No, couldn't be.
Oh, actually, that's interesting. I should have I put medium here. I need to change that to small. I realized that.
Definitely small.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking at
It's
my
like,
character
no.
sheet. It says small.
I'll change that. But yeah, he's definitely small. I think you said he was like 3.5 feet tall or something like that, like your little boy.
I was trying to find that. I didn't put it in
I
my
thought it was
character
smaller than
sheet
that.
somehow, but I think I'm like just around 3 feet,
That's fine.
somewhere around there. Like 3'3", maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
I've seen,
So
I've seen 2'12".
yeah, 2 foot 12. Yeah, exactly. So Herringon, solid base. You can go ahead and scroll down. We know what he can do. He can jump around. He's got good
Get out
proficiency.
your suit and jump around.
Yeah, haha. um, because he's got fairly good intelligence, he actually has additional skills. So Arcana and Athletics.
And they're all
Arcana,
reliable talents now.
yeah, and they're all reliable talents. So, but we won't necessarily go into his backstory because that's something that I'm going to allow Donnie to introduce when the character gets introduced.
So are
But
any of
yeah,
these new? That's I guess at least two of these are new since because Cielo's only level 6, right? So
yeah. So he had Skulker and
and ranged combat. Or no?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, did not have ranged combatant. We moved the bullets around. I don't remember what he had at the 6th level. He may have only had one bullet, honestly.
I think it was
But
ranged combat.
okay, maybe I don't remember him taking penalties to hit people.
I
I
think
really
so.
don't remember him ever using deadly aim. But anyways, it really for right now. It's oh no it was he had magic because he had the little dancing lights. He had the red eyeballs floating around. So
Oh.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he had magical training and
Oh, okay.
Skulker in this level. Um, so
Minor illusion, guys.
yeah, dancing
Dude,
lights, minor illusion, more for
he's
flavor and theme than anything. If he
Yeah.
this is something we completely forgot in the level 6 campaign when he hits and does damage to someone, they have disadvantage on concentration checks. Completely forgot about that. And then we created a species bullet point, which is when he rolls initiative, he can use a rabbit hop without expending a use. Just a free rabbit hop as a reaction. Well, free, but it's a reaction.
Yeah, I
He's
have charges. I don't remember if it gets bigger, like amount of charges, but
Yeah,
I
it's
had
proficiency
3 in
bonus.
the campaign.
yeah, proficiency bonus.
So you have 5
Proficiency,
now.
proficiency bonus. Yeah.
damn.
Um, so we haven't named these things yet because we're still working on it. But essentially, he took the critical bonus that would be applied from Crusher because we're just making it apply to all weapons. So whenever he scores a critical hit, the next attack on the individual has advantage on the attack
So
roll.
it's like guiding bolt, essentially.
Yeah, so he can basically a crit becomes a guiding bolt.
Interesting.
And then because he wanted to be more of a ranged kind of rogue, we took 2 bullet points to get the archery fighting style. It's a little
Okay.
bit more accurate. Deadly aim for the classic, you drop your proficiency, you do double your proficiency bonus and damage. Long range sniper, so he can ignore the distance, you know, thing.
Right.
Everything is considered
And
within
cover.
range of the weapon, and then
Damn.
also cover stuff. But
So we
keep in mind,
don't have to do all
Is
that
that,
quick math. We could just figure out the range and be
what's
with it.
the? Isn't like 360? What's the long range on
600.
those? 600.
no,
Jesus.
no. But he's small, so he can only use a short bow. He can't use a long
Yeah,
bow.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
a short bow only.
Yeah, so
Let's
it's,
go
it's
look.
still like 320 or
Still
something. I think it's still
320. 320
yeah,
is still insane.
Yeah, 320.
I have like
yeah.
one spell with 120, and I'm like, yay, that's my
So
long
yeah,
range.
longbows are 600. So, but yeah, short bows are 320.
Mm,
Yeah.
sick.
So but yeah. So and then he got another special one, which I really love the name. I forgot who said it, but it's hair today, gone tomorrow. Whoever came up with that one, awesome
10,
job.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, that was it. Um, essentially, he can use his rapid hop even if his speed is 0, but it's only for up to a distance equal to 5 times half his proficiency bonus, and it helps him get out of grapples. As we go down in his character sheet, you'll see that this is probably the most evasive character out of the group. He's very hard to
Yep.
pin down. He's a rogue. Very Materia Rogue is heavily remade because I don't like standard rogue at all. And he also did the Scout, which actually we see at 13th level he gets really, really
Yep.
pretty neat ability. And I think I heard you guys talking while I stepped away, but it's gonna
Well, the
synergize very
advantage part
well.
is nutty. The
Um,
stun part, I think, just with his build will be kind of because the DC is going to be 15 and a con save, so it's like
yeah,
it's not
it's
bad, but it's
get out constantly, right?
yeah.
So,
But
but here's the thing:
this is insane
advantage
though,
on,
because with his Herringon too, he's fucking basically plus 15 on initiative.
yeah, and
Yeah.
now it counts for reliable talent. So 25 minimum.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 25 minimum. If he's
Oh
not
no. So
exhausted,
his actual initiative bonus is plus 10. That's the plus 5 is the advantage, right? So it's
yeah,
like 20, literally 20 minimum initiative though, which is hilarious.
What the hell?
yeah. So he will,
I cut lines.
yeah. So
Like at the theme park. Like I'm the fast pass holder.
yeah, you're just always taking the fast
And then
pass.
you get to the front and it says you must be this tall, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
So
Um,
close. So close.
but that being said, yeah, he won't be stunning that crazily. The DC won't be too high, but
It's
I
still an
mean,
option. Which
it's
is
an
nice.
option, right? It's
It's an
control.
option, and we love options.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bar.
yeah. So cunning action is way too good. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Yada yada. Not that. Um, rather than having evasion, we kind of got rid of that. The deck save and that. So now he's got what's called evasive. He gets it a little bit later, but again, he's starting at level 16 or 13, so it doesn't really matter too much. But whenever he takes damage from a dex strength or constitution saving throw, he can use his reaction to reduce the damage equal to his rogue level. He can do this a number of times equal to his proficiency bonus in a round. So it's a little bit of tracking, it's a little bit of keeping. We'll see if that's fun or if it's difficult or whatever. Just I want to see how that works out.
In a
So,
round though,
yeah, it's a lot
that's a
potentially.
lot.
Yeah. But again, rogue, evasive.
Yeah.
Still taking damage. He's still getting hit. He's not like reducing it to 0, but potentially he would. But we'll see. Again, everything is up for tweaking. He
So
cannot do this.
just to refresh, so evasion used to be if you succeed on a dex save, you take no damage, right?
Yeah, and just like half damage on a fail.
Oh,
Yeah,
and it was half damage on a fail. Okay, I didn't know that. So
yeah.
this is
So,
on fails or successes. You're still reducing it.
yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. It's when the source is that. So I just
Okay.
want to see how it plays out. Expertise, he gets it. Like, I think at the level that he gets it is a little bit different. But again, it doesn't matter. So your guy has expertise in investigation, perception, stealth, thieves' tools, looming threat. It's essentially it's for more consistency because rogues are very much hit or miss, right? They quite literally get one attack around unless if you're doing something that uses their bonus action to attack. So just try to give him a little bit more consistency should he not. Um, sorry, I'm thinking that's another ability. Sorry, that's subtle.
I
Sorry.
I
Looming threat.
am built to miss not as much.
Yes, I understand. Because of that. But sorry, looming threat. I got to mix up with something. Looming threat is just another way that we're trying to introduce that people can sustain themselves in a battle without using magic, but they're using a resource, and that resource is hit die. So
Hit die.
what do
Yay.
you know? Hit die use. Reliable talent. Probably like we know how good it is, but honestly, it's weird how a lot of people don't consider it super amazing. Um, really, really
Yeah,
fucking
no,
good.
his stealth is minimum of 25.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
So if you can
like,
get past that trace, it'll be a minimum of 35.
yeah. So
Jeez.
for context, that is more, and I'm fairly confident saying it's 95% of standard stock printed. Anything in the monster manuals, Bolo, anything that is printed would not see him
Right.
just by default, because it not like Ancient Dragon would see him.
Right.
Okay. What else?
Things with like true sight and yeah, like it's like maybe.
Things that have like ridiculous perception. So going on to his like skirmisher and survivalist and being a scout and all that, so he's extremely evasive. We actually saw this in the Strahd campaign when he's part of an area effect. He can actually use his reaction to move out of it potentially, not getting.
That fireball didn't get him.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that fireball would have killed me.
yeah.
I mean, you're a rogue. A lot of things, if it hits, you're gonna kill you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, literally at that point, I
Yeah, it's
remember scrambling through my character sheet. I was like, I have something for this, or I'm dead.
Yeah, and you didn't
Yeah.
have evasion, so yeah.
So with subtle strikes, he has advantage on attack rolls, and since he took the long range, his normal range is his long range, so he can often have advantage on attack rolls as long as he's not incapacitated, thanks to steady aim, subtle strikes combination.
Oh, so my spotter's order being at advantage now doesn't even matter for him.
I mean, it still helps, right? In case he doesn't actually get it for some reason. Like, there's ways that he would get it, right? Survivalist, just it's actually the scout aspect, giving him some nature and survival aspects, and then also Vanguard training, giving him some of that, like where he can't be slowed due to difficult terrain. He treats half cover as three-quarters cover, again,
Well,
making him
he ignores it,
there's
but
more.
yes.
But he
Right.
himself treats it as when he has it on himself.
Oh, I gotcha. I didn't realize that. Interesting.
He can stealth while he's only lightly obscured. So, like, even if there's like some fog, he can just like very light fog or mist. He can
What's
stealth.
funny is,
Which has some interplay with minor illusion.
Oh yeah.
I would almost assume just you being small would allow you to treat half cover as three-quarters cover.
Yeah,
I know.
pretty much. Yeah, but whatever.
But again, internal group's energy rock whenever we get to him. He's
Oh
got
yeah,
a feat,
just stand by.
then him count as half cover, so now he treats it as three-quarters cover.
What a combo. I love this.
Yeah.
Who's the first party member that I'm gonna ride their shoulders into battle like a mount?
Probably Rock. I would imagine.
That's
Yeah.
you are signing up for God knows what, because he may just jump in and smack things with his staff. He jumps in, you
But
jump
then
off.
I just use his I just use his shell as a platform.
Yeah. So the next thing is Uncanny Dodge is no longer there, and it's replaced with Waylay. Waylay is just a different version of it. He adds his proficiency bonus to his armor class, and he can make a weapon attack immediately as part of it, which means he can still make ranged attacks if he wants to, because it's a weapon attack. Doesn't have to be that. So,
And it's
yeah.
an extra turn, so you can get sneak attack maybe.
Yep. So, a lot of sneak attack. At this level, it's 76.
Yep.
76.
No, it's 76.
Yeah. Or when he does a sneak, it's 3/6 to potential get the stun. Sorry, the ambush or whatever we
Right.
called it. So yeah, I mean, Cielo, as I'm
Ambush.
pretty sure, I think I heard him say, he's good at a few things, very very good at, but he's very bad at multi-target encounters.
Yep.
And he's kind of an all-in kind of individual. Like, I got a hit or nothing really.
Headshots
happens.
or nothing.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, he's probably going to be. You can argue he's probably going to be the best target for Spotter's Order.
Yep.
With the Warlord.
That's exactly what we were talking about
Yeah.
when you were gone. I mean, what? Huh? What?
Huh? Crazy.
Perfect.
So,
But,
yeah,
however, I did tell him, I was like, you gotta stay within 30 feet of me, though.
yeah, and that's where it becomes difficult, right? Because he may not want to be, even though he's so.
Because I'm not that fast, so, like, I can't, like, scoot out, give you the spotter's order, and come back.
Yeah.
I see him waving to you from 320 feet away.
And I'm like, hey, shoot this. And you're like, what? I can't hear you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Cielo. Really interested to see when he gets introduced next week. But yeah, he's kind of the thing about the scout is he kind of gives that group a little bit of that survival that you guys are going to be losing when Dragnar leaves.
I miss
So,
Marb, but this'll do.
Yeah. So that's our little boy. That's our small little fuzzy friend with big ears.
Fantastic.
So Davis, Cantrell,
Some weirdo.
some weirdo,
Good man. Good man.
some big.
I let him borrow
I
20
always
bucks.
forget about the freaking expanded critical.
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah. So in Materia, the species of half orc is referred to as Uruk. Pretty much your stock standard half orc from 5e, except they also get an additional feature called Fury of the Uruk. When he rolls a 19 on a weapon attack or armor strike, he can choose to make that into a critical. He cannot do this until he finishes a long rest, or unless he scores a natural 20. So, and then just clarifying with savage attacks that he can use unarmed strikes to get the critical bonus.
Yep.
Otherwise, reckless endurance, menacing, etc. etc.
Who knew that Davis was educated?
Yeah, educated for the sake of what it provides you, right?
I mean, so yeah, for the backstory, it's because I rolled insane stats, and this was like, well, we can give kind of like a weird throwaway feat that doesn't make you nutty. So it was what skilled I think is the stock feat because this was when we were
Yeah,
using stock feats.
yeah, yeah,
So that's fine. It still makes sense. It's still interesting.
yeah.
Oh, so formal education, Davis doesn't have any. So
He was educated on the
the
streets, right?
streets,
Kind
the
of
streets and the seas.
yeah, streets of the streets. But it plays into him and Al being from the rabble rousers, right? So performance, all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cryptographers, cryptographers, steal thieves'
Yep. This
tools. Like
is
it all plays
all
into your
the
background.
absolutely.
Yeah. So tactician, so disability, basically, sentinel essentially
Yep.
is from the parent feed. So if he hits a creature that is one size category or smaller, because I do not believe in a
Yeah, like I
in a
can't stun a dragon.
yeah, a huge or a colossal creature not being able to, gargantuan creature be able to move just because you hit him. But large, I can get away with that. He did get a species feat, which I think is the first time you're going to be trying it.
Yes.
Yeah. So just more damage essentially. It's kind of what it is. Just
Yep.
pump in that Orcish Fury. And then disengaging still provokes opportunity attacks because he is a sentinel. And then he's doing kind of your heavy weapon or great weapon mastery kind of combo.
Yep.
So minus proficiency plus proficiency, double try or double your proficiency. Um, Someone enters his space, he can smack him and then pommel strike for a
So actually,
potential bonus.
I forget. Did I? I may not have put this. So because I used to have the superiority die. I guess that I dropped. Was that part of tactician, and that's what I dropped for this?
Yes, that is what you dropped.
Okay. I may need to update my D&D Beyond for that. But that's fine.
Yeah. But I think that's what you said you wanted to drop to try it.
Sure. Yep.
So yeah, Orc. And again, he's our special class. So Warlord, yay, Warlord. No one knows what it is except for
Woo!
so, yeah, a martial support enabling class.
Played a Warlord
So
in 4th edition. It's like that.
yeah,
Sort of.
sort of. I mean, it is inspired by because it was
Right.
probably one of my favorite fourth edition. So you guys are very familiar with what he can do. Command styles are in the next level are going to be insane for him because he can now get 2 command styles coming up here pretty soon, which will be interesting.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
yeah. But we've done quite a lot of reworking on the command styles. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go over all of them.
Well, the
Most
main
of them.
thing was before with Strike Like Iron, I had to maintain concentration, but then with the way Megas Chief worked, we realized how bad that would be, so we removed that mechanic and then reworked a bunch of stuff around that being not there
That's
anymore.
Yeah, so since Strike Like Iron, that ability where he puts one of his resources, a merit die, on it, and then you guys can choose to roll it, and if you get a 6 or higher, it turns into a hit no matter what. We had to change a lot of the command styles to accompany that. But some of them, the still the core aspect of them are still the same.
Right.
And then what you guys saw, which we really didn't get much benefit for because we had some bad luck with the rolls, but Paramount was what Fenris was running with, which just basically makes it into a 5 or lower rather than a 6 or lower.
Yeah,
Or
of
6 or
course,
higher.
my die are now they're still D10s. They're about to go up to 12s at I guess 15. Yeah, they go up
Something
every
like
5th level. Yeah, so they go up at 5, 10, and 15. So yeah, never mind.
So
And sorry, real quick, in the end game with Fenris, was it General's Blessing that had the veteran scars buff?
yeah, bearing, general bearing.
General's
Yeah,
bearing.
yeah,
Yep.
Oh, bearing. Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
and so we tried to we spread out the power on a lot of them, but I do think I'm guessing that Davis is just going to start testing a lot of the different ones and seeing which one he likes.
Yeah, I've tried most of them. I mean, although these have been reworked since we last
They
played,
reworked.
but yeah, like again, but like we said, they're kind of spiritually the same. So I had tried pretty much all of them. I think maybe one
Yeah.
or two I didn't.
Mm-hmm. So command styles, you guys know him. It's something more that he needs to worry about
Yep.
in switching them out every long rest or
And respite.
constant
And actually,
command.
wait a minute, I get to and every initiative.
Yeah. Eventually, yeah. Or one initiative or something. We'll have to look
Yeah,
at
I'll
it
have
once
to,
more.
we'll look at it. Yeah.
It's a long rest on the initiative. But anyways, consummate command. It's that thing that you guys can take bonus actions as reactions
Which,
when
yeah, so new people. So Cielo bonus
jump.
actions jump.
But he already has the reaction, so for him
Yeah,
it's
so it's kind of nothing.
what he can do now is like hide or dash or something like that.
Yeah,
So he
so
can
what
do
about
that.
Ben? Not so much,
Uh,
because he didn't have bonus action
well,
spells really
bring up a,
either.
he can bring up a spiritual weapon
That's
or
true.
something.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see. I mean, again, we'll see. The main one that we're going to be missing is Dragnar Raging, right,
Right.
on the start.
Yep.
But it is what it
The
is.
was the contact command one at the beginning of battle?
At
Yes,
initiative.
on yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He lets you guys so like
So now I can go up to
this
5. So my
Very good.
charisma's 5 now.
Control.
So all of that stuff that scales with charisma mod
Nice.
is up to 5.
Think all I've got is inspiration.
but it's
Or
still
like
getting a
Misty
free
Step if you have it. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
spells wise.
yeah.
I I gotta read the new spell list because I got so many options now. It's
Yeah.
gonna be good shit.
Um, I think Davis at one point switched his command style from Great Weapon because you kept forgetting the rerolls, so just a flat armor, if I remember right, at one point to defense.
Yeah, it's defense
He,
now. Yeah, I did
yeah,
have greater weapon fighting or whatever.
yeah, so Hedonist just for getting some more merit die.
Yep.
But the big one now is Instinctive Leader,
Yeah.
which gives the person advantage when he spotters them. So when he tells someone to hit somebody and they use their reaction to smack somebody, they do it at advantage.
Yep.
Unless, they're already doing it at disadvantage, so then it's straight roll. Everything else is pretty much the same. I mean,
Yep.
we haven't, like, the command style was the main overhaul for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Does this have?
still get,
Oh, this doesn't
still
have any
gets
of
it.
my class or my subclass stuff, but that's fine. That hasn't changed at all.
Oh, did I forget to put? Okay, then that is
I
something.
don't think it's on here, right?
Yeah, it's not. That's on me.
That's fine. I mean,
Uh,
I know it, and I can tell these people that it's the same.
but I'm just saying, like, just so you have that
Oh,
reference sheet.
yeah,
I need
fair.
to, should you wish to use it. But yeah, still got Moment of Courage to heal, still got Spotter's Order to make you guys hit things, Strike Like Iron to put a merit die so that you can hit things more accurately. We did clarify on Tireless
True.
Leader that
You can do it both,
it's
right?
always been that you can use an action or a bonus action once you've gotten Tireless Leader, but now we made sure that you can do or both. Like it was never intended that you couldn't. It's just we wanted to make sure that we spelled it out.
Right.
And then Veteran Scars,
Yep.
yeah, advantage
Always
on
good.
anything that is a condition.
Yep.
So cool. That's Davis, the orange hair, glaive wielding orc.
I have
Uh,
a quick
hmm?
tangent question.
Magically
Yeah.
forged grave.
What? I've never had stuff go to high levels. What's your say like Daedalus and I lost it. The Orcish Fury?
Oh yeah. What about it?
What's your opinion on critical window stacking? Is that anything or is it
Yeah,
just the
so in
stub?
materia window stack, it reduces it by one. So that's just a flat rule in materia.
Awesome. Nice.
So for him, it would be because it's a 19 or 20, and then it would be an 18 or 20 with orc. It expands it by one.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Should
Good
we
to know.
reward those maybe?
I mean, we can, but it's intended to that, like, if you were a champion fighter, right, you get the natural 19 to 20 at level 3, and then 18 to 20 at level 15, and then let's say for some reason you got a magic item that said you crit on 19 or 20, it just expands by one.
Yeah, each one is window plus one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Badass.
I don't mind that. I mean, crits are fun, and I have the same thing against you guys, right? If I have crit, I get to crit you guys very hard.
If we see a
So
Vorpal sword, we gotta run.
Snicker snack, bitch.
yeah, snack or snick in this case.
Actually, we give him one turn with Cielo, and if he survives, then we leave.
Dump everything you got in his yellow.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he's left. All right, Tiki. Okay, so Kyle, Karos of the Dust Watchers, I always will say Jedi, or Psy Warrior. Um, Nothing has changed in the term of what he hasn't played with already. We changed out his claws a long time ago for Fierce Claws, and then like with all natural weapons, you can choose Strength or Dex when you pick your character. Is a Strength. And what's special about the Leonin is normally when you are moving someone of your size, you at half speed, but he can move someone his size or smaller at regular speed, which we've learned involves some crazy jumping and dropping people. But hey,
Imagine that.
imagine that. It's cool. And Dauntless Roar, or Daunting Roar, we just made it proficiency bonus times a day rather than once per short rest. So, but he's had that for a while, so he can scare people. Um, again, has a very high intelligence, actually, the second highest out of the group. So he's got a lot of skills. So history, stealth, thanks to our intelligence bonus scaling at 6, 12, and 18. Savage attacker, expertise in athletics, making him very, very good at grappling people. And basically, once per turn, when he hits somebody, he just gets to do max damage with his weapon because savage attack. Sharp intellect for more intelligence, versatile intellect so that he can use it for all his wisdom checks. So he's actually very good at perception. He's very good at insight. It's all deduced. Another half feet for close quarter combat. So when he hits somebody, he can then use his bonus action to try to shovel him or grapple him. And since he's got expertise, he's really good at that. So like you think he planned his character or something. Weird. Honestly, scarily effective. It's neat seeing Kyle play this character.
If there was more magic items that allowed punches to be magical for non-monks, he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even have the flail.
Well, we can still remember in the system that we play, we can still figure out ways to get you magical knuckles. I'm down for that. But remember, flail's kind of
I
neat.
think Carlos has been like the heaviest hitter that I've seen sometimes. Like when you get some like big psi attacks, it's crazy.
Basically, if he gets a crit, he just has two separate things that he can dump into the crit.
Well, 3, right? Because you also have your weapon.
The
If you really
baleful.
wanted to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was actually forgetting about the battle master maneuver, and that's I was thinking
So
of
you've got your
the
psi
claw
stuff.
plus the psi.
Yeah.
So, real quick, because, it's just for posterity, Battle Master does not exist. It is rolled into base fighter because options. So, yeah, he's actually gets maneuvers as well as side-eye. So, there are a lot of stars on the fighter class, or a lot of changes, just because we wanted to make them more consistent and more, they're not spellcasters. Why are they making it so difficult? So Guard in Mind, his 10th level psionic feature, it now also includes Dazed because we have added like 2 or 3 conditions, so they need to be sprinkled in across the board. Indomitable is actually useful because the problem with Indomitable is like, hey, I don't have to worry about my wisdom because I'll just get to do a reroll on Indomitable. Well, if you're
And
not
it still
proficient in it,
sucks.
still sucks. Sucky. So when he rolls an Indomitable save, he is proficient in it, and now he has 2 uses because he's level 13 or long rest. Know Your Enemy is just baked into the class, and it's kind of expanded in a way to make it a little bit more useful. Because you also learn, as if you do like a stat, you learn if they're also proficient in the save, and um, you have to know 2 of the following characteristics rather than just think like 1. So it just made it a little bit more useful. Martial versatility lets him change out his combat maneuvers and his fighting style, but I don't expect him to change it anytime soon. We clarified that when you get your psionic empowered leap, it is a hover.
So you can't get
Even
knocked
though it
prone out of
ends
it.
at the end of your current turn, you are still hovering during your turn, kind of thing. So,
Oh yeah.
just to make that clear. We changed the scaling on superior die and side eye to try to match because I know how painful that was for Suki. So sorry about that, Kyle. I just an oversight it was. So, psionic thrust. Again, we put a size category limiter on it just because I just like that. Makes it a little bit more practical.
It's like
Um,
we're fantasy here, but like we're not like Dragon Ball. Come on.
um, so a feature that he's used a few times is Resolute, and he's used a level 8 part of it. So basically, when he uses action to dash or dodge, he can make a single weapon attack or arm strike as part of that. He's used that a few times. But something that was added later was the ability to then also heal. So so when you make a weapon attack or an armor strike and have no more than half your hit points, you can spend your hit die,
And
and you
then
can do
Alan
this.
can be like, "Yo, add a
Yeah,
D10 to that."
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then something that we've had since beginning of Materia, one of the first changes we did was we made Second Wind actually better. Like his self heal is now 3d10 plus 13.
13, yeah.
Yeah. So a big Second Wind. Um, maneuvers I didn't list, but we have the whole list, but I didn't pick out the ones that he's actually taking. But yeah, essentially for him, yeah, if Carlos crits, he probably has the biggest boom. He might actually have more boom for his buck than Cielo at this point.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, he does.
Yeah,
He
because
can
not
hit higher crits than me. I might be able to hit crits more often, but if you crit, like
yeah,
it's over.
yeah,
I've got the resources, yeah.
yeah.
I
And
think
also
the last time you crit, you weren't even here. I think the last 2 times you crit, you weren't here, and we hit like 100 or something crazy.
yeah.
It definitely hit into triple digits. It's like, what the hell?
It's a hell of a
Um,
crit.
I mean,
Especially with
um,
brutal crits.
yes, brutal crits do a lot. Especially if we just say for the sake of argument, brutal crits, right? That's another. It's 2D. It's D10, D10, so that's 20, and then 3D6, so that's 18, so 38 damage plus everything else, just on a
Right.
brutal crit. Um, and he attacks 3 times around, and we play with flanking.
Yep.
And we have, so yeah, Karos will be, and also I will bring up because we aren't bringing up too many items, but with Karos as an exception. So yeah, Bevel Claw, but he also has the Nirvana Cube, so every
All right.
day he gets a chance to make any number of potential natural 20, right, for the entire day. So obviously he wants to roll a 1 on that so that he can never crit fail, but I mean, a random 8 becoming a natural 20 is great for him
Yep.
for the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's Karos. I mean, that he's I think he's the stickiest of all the members now. Dregnar used to be the stickiest, but now I think Karos is the stickiest because of his leap, his maneuvers, his grappling, his expertise in athletics. Very difficult to get away from.
Yeah,
And
it's actually a in character point of disappointment for Davis because he kind of wants to be that, like, I can move things around the battlefield. Da, 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 da. It's like he's just better at it though. Like, and it kind of grinds his gears.
Well, I mean, yours is more of like a planning and direction phase, whereas mine is just like a physical
Oh
pick
yeah,
them up and move them.
yeah.
he's still mad.
Application versus plan.
He's still mad, but he's happy to have you.
Yeah.
I mean, plus I can, I make others better too and stuff like that. So yeah, like, clearly it's not just like you're a better version of Davis. Like they were just different, but it's still like
Right.
Davis personally is just like, man, if I could move around like that, fuck.
Um. Yeah. So that's Karos of the Dusk Watchers. Trying to think if there's anything else, but there wasn't a lot to change. Now, when we get to 18th level, if we ever do that, then yeah, his Psionic Warrior capstone is pretty fucking awesome now. Because it also includes Big B's hand now.
Oh shit.
I went a little ham on it because I was like telekinesis and Big B's hand go. All right, so Rock, our wizard that likes to bonk things with his staff from time to time.
He'd be like that.
So he be like that. The man that carries his home on his back. Nothing has changed based on what he knows, short of nature's intuition. Whenever he makes an ability check with his chosen skill, so survival, he can add a d4 on top of it. Just making it a little, giving it a small little perk.
So he can guidance and this.
Yes, yeah, it's always
Interesting.
he just always gets the additional d4. Just kind of following some of the things that they did in later species and stuff that they released. So his claws are based off strength. He is a medium size. He is 500 pounds, I think, without all his equipment on because
Something
he's
like
a dwarf. Yeah. And he's a tanky boy, and his AC is actually naturally 18 because of one of the bullets that he took for
Feats,
speed.
yeah.
And his shell defense he can do as a bonus action rather than an action. So
And I can hide behind the shell for like
+5 AC. Yep.
quarters,
Yeah.
quarter,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, no. So, Warcaster, Hardy Concentration, and then he did the Shield Defense one that we still haven't named the species feat, but essentially, if he becomes incapacitated, and remember, there's a lot of things that incapacitate you, he automatically withdraws into a shell. So he's
It's
already,
like a goddamn cartoon.
yeah. And then standing from prone when he's coming out of his shell requires only 5 feet of movement. I will remind everybody in materia, standing from prone within range of somebody does trigger an AOO if they wish to take it. So prone is actually pretty good. He's educated for investigation. He's a linguist, so he can communicate. And then he's got training with a lot of different tools. Also, because he has such a high intelligence, he took multiple skills. So he's got investigation and medicine. He is the only person in the group that has proficiency in medicine. Everything else overlaps somehow with the group.
Yeah, Davis just says rub some dirt on it.
Yep, rub some dirt on it. And then, as we mentioned with Cielo, part of his stuff with nails, his species feat is that his shell provides a half covered to people within 5 feet of him. His Cielo treats us 3/4 covered. So, yeah. And then he is the first character to officially get a boon. Boon to the mentor. So when he rolls a portent die, he rolls an extra die and decides which 2 to keep. So he technically rolls 3, but only keeps 2 right now. And when he gets to roll an additional one later, he rolls 4 and gets to keep 3. And then he's got opening the all-seeing eye. So since he's a divination wizard, he can, rather than pick one of the bullet points, all 4 bullet points are active at once. So he's got like this mega Mondo super eye. However, it's only for 5 hours, and then his entire feature goes dormant for a week because a mortal is not meant to have these type of powers. Wizard, as you can see, needs no changes because it's fucking Wizard.
Yep.
Woo!
Wizards. They're very, very, very good.
How does it feel to be Dungeons and Dragons' favorite
We
class?
actually nerfed them and made them not prepared casters, and they are now known spellcasters only.
And
So
if they lose their book,
Yeah, they just forget all
they
their spells.
still
for
forget it. So they have to have them in their book and also
Yeah.
can't.
Oh my god.
They are bound to this realm by their book. If their book is gone, they're also gone.
yeah, they are the book's familiar, essentially, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he did. So this, just for the sake of this is CJ's first time ever playing, and we wanted to give him a relatively tried and true but kind of fun combination.
I love this typo for a turtle wizard. For a turtle, I should say.
So
The diving domain.
yes, I actually did that on purpose. I was going to see if someone noticed that.
There you go.
I really wanted. Yeah. So it's not a real domain. I just wanted to put diving domain as a joke. Good. He hasn't noticed yet. So. But anyway, so he's the knowledge domain.
The most ironic of domains for him.
Yes, because he doesn't even know why he's
It's
a
the
wizard.
unreadable book. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, this is a familiar? I had no idea. I thought it was just a bird that liked me. His backstory, I really hope we get to it. I will say,
We're kind of heading in that direction, sort of. I think he's
I was
further
gonna say,
north, but
but with the escalation of magic, you are now going to start to
yeah.
get. So, the only real thing that changed is like his feature a little bit. So we got rid of like essentially every school of a wizard, like so divination, conjuration, they can swap out spells to that school more easily. Scope, yeah, the divination savant.
Yeah.
He's been playing that with that forever. He's got his cleric spells, which he's a wizard that can heal people with healing word. So there's that. And there's not too much to say because he's a stock wizard essentially. However, all his progression is 1 level behind because he took the level in cleric. But at the same time, because he took the level in cleric and it's knowledge domain, and he gets expertise and arcana, was it nature and whatever? I don't even remember at this point.
What cantrips does he have? Okay, so he does have guidance. I forget that he has guidance because I don't know if he really uses it that much.
He purposely doesn't.
So his cleric cantrips are guidance, light, and thaumaturgy. Okay.
Yes. So, but yeah, but here's the thing. There's a reason why we did this combination with knowledge domain because knowledge domain uses, it's weird. You get expertise in arcana, history, etc. But you use wisdom as your primary. But now that he's using intelligence as his primary, he gets ridiculous rolls, right? Like it's so. He also speaks quite a few languages. Yeah, and he's actually quite versatile, just with the one level dip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One, two,
speaks a lot of
three,
languages.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
A lot of languages.
And if you take away common
Uh,
and maze can't, which we still 7.
he's got a 20 AC because he's a cleric that has enough strength because in materia you have to have a 13 strength to use a shield. Otherwise you got to use a buckler, and then he's got the feet that gives him a +1. And yeah, so he's a quite adorable little turtle.
120 HP.
Yeah. At one point he had the most HP out of the entire party
Yep,
when Dregnar was not around.
he did. Oh, I think that's
So
it.
I'm trying to think if there's anything like Mondo crazy. I mean, Pebble is his familiar, and Pebble is wonderful, and we are switching Pebble to the template.
Oh,
So
okay.
I will actually template for Pebble. But I will allow him to keep the proficiencies that Pebble has because I'm not going to take that away mid campaign, like the insight stuff
Right.
like that. I'm not comfortable doing that. Um, Again, we're not really doing much on the inventory stuff. But yeah, you guys, because I came into when you guys were talking about the armor that Dave has got. Yeah, he's got a bag of devouring. He's got
That bag.
that bag.
Is he
That
still attuned
beautiful.
to the engine? He is, okay.
Yeah, but he hasn't done much to try to break it. Is the problem? So it's it's still broken. It's not tortured anymore like it used to be tortured. When you found it, it was the tortured engine. The broken engine.
But we got a couple of days of travel, and that's 10 more rolls.
Well, I mean, there's other things too. Yeah, yeah. So
He gets some does he doesn't have any permanent metamagics, right?
no, he never rolled a 100 and 100 or whatever it is. There is a way to get a permanent meta magic. I don't remember. It's like an absurdly yeah. When you roll 100, you can roll 100 and you can permanently get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's rare, but it could happen.
So randomly, I don't know how much. So critical role campaign 3.
Okay.
Travis's character at the end of every day rolls a d100,
Mhm.
and he recently revealed on the latest four-sided dive, if he rolls 100, he dies because he's
Oh
just
my
old as
God.
shit.
Damn.
Oh, interesting. Is that like something him and Matt agreed upon or something?
I guess so, because he's like almost 500 years old or something as a gnome.
I love it. That's cool. Yeah, I don't want to sell Rock short, but Rock is really he's a wizard, right? They are so powerful because of their spellcasting.
Yep.
Their list is
Actually, I want to look at his spells. Although I mean, obviously he can change those, but
yeah. Well, I mean, he can only change about what he's got in prepared his book,
oh
and keep
yeah,
in mind, a lot of spells that he hasn't transcribed yet. He's got a lot of spells that he hasn't transcribed.
yeah. I'm trying to think of 7th level wizard. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. Force Cage for one.
He can't get because remember he's one level behind.
Oh, that's right. He can't give 7th level spells yet. He'll have a slot, but he can't. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, and, we made things like he likes Tancer's Transformation, and Tancer's Transformation is a trap spell, but it's better in Materia. And, like he very much takes advantage of. Well, I wouldn't say takes advantage. He very much likes to dabble in a lot of the spells that we've tweaked just to see how they actually function, which is nice. So, but counterspell, spell magic, catapult. He's got a custom spell in Rock's Barrier, which we're still working out the details on. Vortex Warp. Um,
He
yeah,
does like
so
his Vortex Warp. It is a good spell.
it's a very good spell. You want to talk about
Wait, what's the
new
tweaks for
movement?
materia? Is it just
Uh,
upcasts?
you can, yeah, I think it's the upcast.
Okay. Because yeah, I was gonna say this looks pretty stock.
Yeah, I think it's the upcast.
Okay.
And I
Did you say
it might
something?
be something.
Oh, there you go.
It might be something about all. No, I think that's temporal shit. I don't remember. I could bring it up, but I'm not doing
Yeah,
that right now.
yeah,
So
that's fine.
So, all right, that's Brock, our surprisingly tanky, durable wizard. Because I mean, he's level 1 cleric, so mostly wizard.
And that's everybody.
We did cover everybody.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Didn't feel like we did everybody because of that break. So sorry about the break, guys, but had to make sure the wife was safe. Yeah. I'm looking forward to next week. I hope everybody. I see. Oh, now I see that in Discord. You linked Al's. Yeah, his
Oh, the
mango.
whip. Nice. That's cool. I like that.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's good that you have that. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So yeah, just to reiterate to my players, I hope everyone's excited to get back to the original story.
I'm gonna open it in the
Uh,
browser just for the video.
what's that?
I said I'm just putting it on for the video.
Oh,
This is.
yeah.
We can
So
have 2 inputs. This is bullshit.
yeah. Well, and
I'm
then
so,
okay. Go ahead, Donnie. Sorry.
I'm so excited to be a dumb bunny.
Gonna be so good.
Yeah, it'll be a little while before they run into you, unfortunately, at the beginning of the next session, right?
That's okay. I am 100%
Oh,
okay with that.
I
Even
will.
if it doesn't happen for a session, I'm just like,
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, yeah, you're still gonna be Sedge, so yeah, like there's still gonna be Sedge and Dragnor
oh
until
yeah,
then.
exactly, yeah. Got to do a proper send off. Not
Yeah.
just gonna like disappear like Thanos.
They were
My people need me.
traitors. They were traitors this whole time.
I will say this will be one of the few times where we do a little bit more strict railroading, and that like, you guys are going to be heading to the west, right? Like just because that's where
Everything you've done for the past few months. It's been...
it's also where you colleagues are going to be, right?
Yeah, fair.
Because they're there for reasons as well. But again, is it going to be like, are you guys going to run? Is it going to take you 5 days, 10 days? You know, that is up to you. But by some point, you guys are going to get there.
We're gonna slow roll it as much as we can to make James mad.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah. So yeah, I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
I'm going to be nervous again because I haven't I haven't DM'd in forever.
Well, but the upshot is, the players have had a pretty bad DM for the past 4 months, so
Yeah.
Goodness.
hey, bar's low.
No, you did a really good job. Um,
Excellent.
no promises, but I'll try to work on 6th and 7th level spells. But yeah, since the bulk of the spells are 5th and below, but fuck it for now.
Yep.
But I'll be on the bucket list to do.
I mean, and we're presumably not going to be doing a whole ton of spellcasting stuff in the next session, probably.
Straight into battle. The
Yeah.
wagon is alive.
We're taking down Sovereign, Sovereign, what's his name?
Sovereign. Oh, you mean the Sovereign of Exchanges?
Yeah, I've got his
Sovereign
name.
asshat.
Magiento Luster?
Magenta Lester, that's right.
That's not his birth name.
I almost said Sovereign Uriel, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm in Exandria right now. Also, he's dead, so spoiler alert.
oh my god!
Can't believe you done this.
Campaign 1, spoiler alert.
If we spoil the Lord of the Rings, is it really spoiling
Right.
at this point?
So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything to add. I know when we get done recording, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna remember some stuff to talk about. But yeah,
Savvy.
please, for the sake of it, and I know that everyone lives busy lives. Do like, try to review your characters. Try to review some of like the old stuff, just so we're as shaky of a start as we're gonna have. It's not gonna be a lot of and that was my best attempt at saying Ben's name.
Right.
Oh.
I will say the YouTube videos are uploaded. I will try to at least put titles on them and stuff. Right now they're just session 142 and 143, but they're up on the channel. So
Refamiliarize with your magic items because we didn't necessarily go over those too much. With Cielo and with Ben, I need to finalize magic items as well.
Not is Cielo gonna be rocking that same corpse slayer blow? Slayer bow? Yo. I mean, it's not
Don't
as power gaming to do that because you're not gonna be fighting undead as much probably, but who knows?
know.
We will
I
see.
don't know.
I mean, I know. I
I
think.
don't think I put any consideration in his actual like equipment.
Yeah. And if you don't have anything in mind, I'll probably just give you something that I think is like kind of, stock. Something that's
Yeah.
not too crazy because it's kind of more fun
Even
to.
if not, I'm okay with like having regular items. Other than the fact that non-magical weapon is gonna.
Yeah, you
You're
need a
gonna have an
magical
extra
weapon.
weapon.
You need at
Okay.
least yeah, you need that.
Yeah, yeah. Because like something. Okay, so something that because all right, this is a little bit behind Adam's DM screen. Um, so the whole immunity to attacks or magic, or from non-magical attacks or resistance to non-magical attacks. That's where this like immunity and resistance kind of becomes weird, and that's why this bell curve and this curve that requires you to get magic items at some point occurs, right?
Yeah.
Christian?
The whole like needing your first magic item is a weird barrier.
Yes,
Yeah.
uh, but it is, it's until someone can think of a better way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're doing. So yeah, you will certainly have a magic item when it comes to a weapon. Um, and we can kind of scour because like I'm never opposed about giving you guys fun items. Like Rock has a bag of beans now. Um, we have a wand of noises, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot about that. Wait, what did you recorded something with it not that long ago, I think.
It disappears every day, and I'm just like, oh man.
Oh, okay.
Reset.
I
Um,
I did something recent though. Yeah. I have to
yeah,
review 143.
yeah. Like Carlos has a gloves of signing, so he can telepathically communicate to somebody with his
Love
hands.
those.
He got him from Keeley.
Mm,
Just kidding.
powerful.
No. uh, but anyways, yeah. Do some, catch up. I know everyone, like I said, got busy lives. Ask me questions. I know Al, spell preparation's new to you, so
Yep.
feel free to ask.
I've never played a prepared caster.
I mean, you'll start just picking
You-
out favorites, and you'll generally only like swap order two, even if
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You'll probably keep a core of 10, and then remember that counter spell and find greater steed, or it's actually just find steed now. Greater steed got rolled into find steed.
Say what?
It's
So it
just an
Yeah.
scales?
upcast, I'm sure.
It's an upcast rather
Okay.
than into two spells. It's an
Interesting.
upcast. Um,
Cool.
yeah.
I'll definitely probably have some. Definitely probably have some
Just,
questions. But
just like they are. Oh, those are always prepared for you, right? They're not going anywhere. They are always prepared.
yeah, magic secrets are separate. Yeah, and then you also with cantrips, I get like 3 replacements for once.
Yes, it should you want to like retroactively
But then
because
those are stuck until whatever level.
No.
We're all
Yeah.
saying
16.
it's ASI or every level.
ASI
Okay, it's ASI.
levels.
I can swap 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. No, I mean, the only, yeah, I don't need to worry about telling y'all. I can just, you guys have played with me. You know how it is. Fuck, yeah, you guys know how it is. We just play for fun. Play for fun. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
You guys are more powerful than you guys realize, just because of the mechanics that we play with.
I completely forgot we
Um,
were 13. I'm like,
Yeah.
we have
We're
to do homework
equivalent to
cover
at least
everything.
15 in Raw.
Maybe
higher.
even, yeah, I would say y'all are probably. Jesus, y'all might actually be 17 because it's
Yeah.
like it just adds on, right? It just keeps adding and adding and adding on. Like you guys do a lot.
To the moon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I will say for Al, so we don't forget. I think
Yeah.
you're the only one. Remember that you do have that special extra attack where you can use one cantrip in place of one of your attacks when you do your multi-attack.
Yes. I'll have to review that to remember like certain combinations work and certain others don't.
Yeah, or
Those-
not as well, right? Some work better, some.
Can I punch Al to death so that I can see this Oni that he's got in his back pocket? Can I just like?
Do not know that exists.
No, none of us do. I think.
I don't think I don't think I shared it, and I certainly haven't died with it yet.
Yeah.
No. So
I absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the stalker should have propped it then, shouldn't it have? Did we just forget?
Oh shit!
I think we
Yeah,
forgot.
I forgot.
We forgot. Yeah.
Damn it.
I was
That would've
just,
been fucking.
yeah, that would have been
That
like,
would've been
what?
so
It's
ridiculous.
like,
Oh,
holy shit! Now
goddamn.
there's another dude who's here. God
I
damn.
was in. I was in such shock from the damage. I think I just like okay. Some,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's funny
Yeah.
as shit that we forgot. Like it's.
Oh,
I
no.
wish that we'd have remembered, but it is also it's fine. But because that would have
yeah.
been because none of us would have known what the fuck that was, and like random shit's already attacking us, and
Dude.
now there's another dude here. I absolutely would have been fighting it
Yes, yes.
because it's the thing I can see.
You guys would have no idea. And the like,
Oh
again,
my god.
something that I really enjoy, and we haven't discussed it, and I will let you guys go because it's already 12:30.
Yeah.
But just some of the visuals that your characters have developed over time, and some of them are like maybe intentional, but some of them are just kind of like coinky dink. So just going on Al real quick. Al has 2 random masks to tie around his waist now.
He does.
Yeah, yeah.
He got the corpse
And a
mask.
claw around his neck.
You know, it's just like what? It's what? You telling me what?
Yeah, he has
Like-
the corpse mask
This
and the
belt
Oni.
is just way too much crap.
It's just interesting when you see like things like develop on characters. You know, yeah. So we'll see how that pans out. Now that you guys are again, the throttle is going to start getting put down on the magnitude and the abundance of magic. Now is it going to be
Hell
magic? Who knows? But definitely more magical encounters.
Good thing I have an Arcana of 3. Let's learn some shit.
Good thing Rock has a plus 14.
We gotta keep him alive, guys.
and,
As much as he tries to get into danger.
and like Carlos has a really good intelligence too, and like I think y'all will be good. I will because sorry we're focusing on Al so much, but Al, make sure when you read over in your spell casting, read what a college spell is and understand how that works, and then make sure that everything that is on that list does not show up on the bard list, because if there's one that overlaps, I need to go and replace it. I think I got them all, so they're not. But again, it was a lot
So
of work.
the college list was that the 10 spells that I
Yes.
get from other schools? Okay,
Yes.
like
So it's like compel,
Other
dual
spell
shield,
lists, yeah.
fire, magic weapon, conjure, haste.
what was the Marb one? Point to somebody for bonus damage. It was not the quarry, but it's the
Like Zephyr Strike?
Oh,
Or something?
100 mark. We got rid of 100.
Hunter's Mark.
We got
Oh,
rid
okay.
of them. Yeah.
That's
So
fun 8 levels of Hunter's Mark.
yeah, no, but like it got tweaked a little bit just to make it a little bit more, I don't know, more interesting. But anyways, that's it. Thank you guys. I hope everybody's excited. Remember the goal is to get Cielo dead as quick as possible.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. He gets to play for 15 minutes and bleh.
It's like that old vine. It's like that old vine. Try me, bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I love that. That sounds like so much fun. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a blast.
I'm excited. So yeah, guys, cool. You can, I guess, stop the recording. Thank everybody for hanging out. Thanks my players for being amazing.